we interrupt the normal programming on this channel for some news. Hi there, welcome to BSF Recovery Team. Today we're outside Blake and Chris's garage, and we're going to do an unboxing and an install video of some Auxbeam lighting that we acquired here for Towbie. So here's the scoop. Before we went to Sand Hollow, we were concerned a little bit that we might be doing some nighttime recoveries out there. We thought maybe some extra lighting would be a good thing to have. So we got some lights from Auxbeam. Auxbeam makes some really good quality lights. We've had some on the record for years. In the rush of everything to get done before we headed out for our trip, we didn't get them installed before we left. We brought the lights with and thought we might have a chance to install them in some downtime at camp. Well, that didn't happen either. Here's the install after we got back. Go check out Auxbeam's lighting on their website. There'll be a link in the description on this video. So let's start off by taking a look at what we got in the box here. Okay, so what we got is a couple of smaller pod lights. There we go, LEDs, and a light bar. And of course we have a switch, on-off switch and mode. These particular lights have several different modes with them. And then of course we have a wiring harness and some bracketry here to mount them. Everything looks like it's here. Auxbeam makes good quality light. We've used them before. So we're gonna mount some on Towbie now. Blake's plan is that he would like this light bar to go right here in front of the winch. Might have to relocate the license plate, we'll see. And then he wants the pod lights to be mounted beside these pod lights here. So that's what the plan is, and we'll see if we can get started here. So we're going to drill some holes, some new holes in the bumper for the pod lights, and then we'll see what we have to do for the bar light.
Two for the main light. Bolt. Take this to get us.
Gail,
I feel like Gail made it, but.
All right, we drilled our hole, and this is where the pod lights are going to mount. All right, so we have our outside pod lights mounted where we want them. Now we're going to mount the light bar. We've installed the hardware brackets onto the bar. We measured our bolt hole width here and snug those up, so we should be right. We should have it centered. We just got to pull this other bolt out now, and we should be able to mount that light bar right there. Now that we got all of our lights mounted, time to wire them up. So we got two harnesses here that come out to the lights. The harness with the double connection here, like this, goes to the two pods, and then the harness with the single connection goes to the light bar. What we're going to do on this Jeep is, since this already has a winch and already has the wires coming down to the winch, we're going to follow that same path with the wire harness for the light. So we removed the air box to give us more access to route the wires down through. So we got our pods and our bar wired here. We ran the wires down along the winch cable, the power wires for the winch, and now we can put the air box back in. And then the next step will be to run the switch inside the cab and wire up our power and ground. So we have to run this wire for the switch through the firewall. Auxbeam has the switch that comes with the lights, has an on-off, and has a mode. These particular lights have different modes, so where they can flash. They flash in different sequences, maybe even different colors. I'm not sure. We'll find out when we get them done. So we need to use this mode switch so we can have all the features of the light. So we have to run this inside the vehicle. What we're going to do, though, is the vehicle has an auxiliary switch for auxiliary lights. So we're also going to wire that switch in. We found out that we can leave this on-off switch on, and when you use the auxiliary switch, it will turn them on and off, and this switch can stay on, and then we can just use the mode switch to switch modes. So when we're all done wiring this, it will come on and off with the auxiliary switch, and then we will have the mode switch to switch modes on the LED lights. We took a look here, and right down here beside the brake booster, there's a little plastic knockout here that we're going to just drill a hole through. We're going to unpin the wires from this connector so we can shove just the wire through and put the connector back on and connect it up to the harness. Okay, before we unpin the wires from this connector here, we want to make sure that we match them up so we don't get them mixed. And they are color coded, and it looks like all the color codes match except for this switch harness has a blue wire, and this harness does not have a blue wire. It's a yellow wire instead. So we want to make sure that we match the blue wire to the yellow wire. All the other colors will match up. So this is how you unpin these. There's a little tab that catches right here, and they pull out from the back side. So we push in on that little tab, so we're pulling back on the wire, and out it comes. So what I've done here is, now that I've unpinned it from the connector, we've wrapped a little bit of wire in here and taped it up so I can just feed the one wire through the hole in the plastic plug that I have in the firewall and pull the rest through. It's starting to come through.
Yeah, I got the duck.
Now we'll put the pins back in. We'll line up our connectors here. Red one goes in this cavity. There we go. Black one goes in this cavity, in this direction. We need to make sure that we push them in until they lock into place. There we go, heard the click. Now the white one goes in this cavity, this direction for the tab, locked into place. And the last one is our blue wire, which, if you remember, matches our yellow wire. Tab goes in this direction, locks into place. And our plug is together. Now we get to find a place to mount our relay. This is plastic. There's wires in behind here, so we don't necessarily want to put a self-tapping screw right through there to mount our relay. We'll have to find a good spot to mount it here. So what Blake decided to do here is he decided that we're just going to zip tie the harness here under the hood and zip tie the relay onto the harness right there and not drill and mount it anywhere. So our wire over to our switch, we actually opened up this wire loom, plastic wire loom cover, and actually tucked our crossbody or our switch wire that goes across to the other side of the firewall there. We actually tucked that wire inside there to protect it and keep it away from anything on the engine. And we tied up the rest of our wires here. So all we have left is our power and our ground. There's a ground stud right here that we can put the ground on. So we'll do that. Now, like I said before, we're going to wire this a little different. Rather than just go to a power source, which would give the lights power all the time, and you might accidentally leave them on when you turn the vehicle off, or rather than going to an ignition stud where it would shut off when you turn the ignition off, the JT here actually has 4 accessory switches already wired into it, and one has been used here already for some other light pods, but this green with pink tracer wire right here is from one of those accessory switches. So like I said before, we're gonna have it so you can turn the lights on and off from that accessory switch. We leave the on-off switch on the Auxbeam switch harness we leave that one on, and then we can use the mode switch to switch modes and turn the lights on and off from the accessory switch in the vehicle. So we just have to connect these two together and we're done. I know you aren't supposed to shrink these with a lighter. You're supposed to use a heat gun. Because a lighter you could actually burn the wire if you aren't careful. All right, we haven't mounted the switch yet, but that's just sticky backing tape. Let's see if they work.
Oh,
That's the ones?
yeah.
Okay.
Thanks.
Try a different mode.
Oh, amber. They are bright.
Yeah.
Right back to the original mode.
Yes.
So the only thing left is to mount this somewhere. And like I say, it has sticky back tape. We can put it way down here. We have a little bit of wire left. We can put it up here. That's kind of a grill cover, so we don't want to put it right in the middle of that. What do you think, Blake?
Down low's fine. I don't think anybody will kick it getting out, so that would be the only concern.
Right there?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's get some glass cleaner or alcohol pad and clean that off. Thanks for watching BSF Recovery Team. Our next video will return you to our normal programming. Keep wheeling, be safe out there, and maybe we'll see you in the woods.